So tonight, I haven't made my dinner yet. I'm going to do a before dinner, pair the wines with dinner, and then come back and maybe do a conclusion, or maybe I'll just do that tomorrow. I'm having some seared tuna with sort of a sauce. It might have a little bit of a sweetness to it and a spice to it between the wasabi and the mirin, the sweetened sake in there. And I think there's a little bit of honey in there in the sauce as well, the dipping sauce for the tuna. So I'm just going to go with a white wine. I didn't know what to go with. I already have the open source Chardonnay from Working Dog Open. I don't believe this will be the best pairing for it. I debated on opening up the honey wine. I thought that might have worked really well because it's got the tiniest bit residual sweetness. If I had a semi-sweet or off-dry Riesling, I might have done that. I think that would go really well. I think a sparkler would absolutely go really well. But I was in the mood for dry, and then I had some of this the other day. I did it in a video, and the new white wine grape that I discovered. Now, Timorasso, or Dorthona they call it, and it's from the Barolo region, Piedmont, and it's supposed to be a full-bodied white. And this is a 2018, so maybe it's young. I wasn't the biggest fan of this wine for $50. Sometimes I feel like certain tastes you grow into, they become acquired tastes. Beaujolais, that happened to me with Beaujolais, the Gamay Noir grape. I think especially as I tried more of the cru Beaujolais. I haven't done a Beaujolais on camera yet. I haven't had one in a long time. This sort of would be the time of year. It's a good Thanksgiving wine as well. Turkey type of wine when you want red. Pinot Noir, Zinfandel, as long as it's not too big. And Gamay Noir Beaujolais. I always call it like a dusty cherry. I don't even know why I'm talking about that, except just acquired. Some wines have an acquired taste. I think some Rieslings, Australian Riesling for sure, an acquired taste. There's more wines than that have an acquired. Sherry, absolutely. The dry sherries have an acquired taste. I think all sherries have an acquired taste. And I don't mean the cheap cooking sherries. I mean the drinking good sherries that are drank at tableside in Spanish households, most likely, predominantly. And just looking at some wines over here, I'm not sure. There's definitely some others. As I think of them, I'm sure I would think about it, but I've already had this numerous times. One of my favorite whites out of New Jersey, this Chardonnay, this specifically the open source. Spoken about it a number of times. I know I'm drinking Chard. I know there's a little bit of oak treatment, and it's crisp, and it's solid white out of New Jersey. This, last time I had it, this Dorthona, it has a rubber cement smell, and that's just where my nose goes. And I know sometimes in Riesling I like that petrol rubber. For whatever reason, on this, it feels, I guess because this wine's fuller bodied, and then that more, and on the palate, the acid and the body don't balance that out, I think. I don't know. I'll give it another shot. I'm going to try it with the food. Maybe the food will make this wine better. That's kind of what I'm hoping. Because I kind of want to like this, but so far I'm not the biggest fan of this grape. It's not a fruit-forward wine at all. You don't get what you're getting in this Chardonnay next to, which has these pear and apple things going and some citrus. This has a root vegetable, a mushroom, a tertiary type flavor to it, and then there's that rubbery aspect. There is a lime zest. If there's definitely a lime thing going. Unsweetened key lime pie type of thing. It's not as full-bodied also as I sort of expected it to be. I like Chenin Blancs far better than this when it comes to some white with a little bit of weight, depending on the Chenin. just not a huge fan. Hopefully, let's see what happens with the food. It's got a bitter finish, a bitter. I like I want to say bitter nut because I feel like that's actually something you get out of this is an Italian wine. Maybe that's why it's coming out a little bit, but it's an overly bitter taste to it. It's like the honeys I have. I've tried all these various honeys and I love the majority of them, and then I don't really like chestnut. Love chestnuts, but the chestnut, whatever the flower is that the bees harvest the nectar from and bring it back and make honey, the chestnut honey to me has sort of a bitterness to it that's astringent, and I don't really like it. If I had to make an analogy of a honey that I'm so lukewarm about and a white wine I'm lukewarm about, those are the two I'm making. And I know that's kind of an absolute stretch, but that's kind of where my brain went. It's just not my thing. I hope the food will make it better. If not, I will continuously, I just Coravin it, so maybe I'll just sit this wine down for years to come and see what happens. Maybe it just changes and evolves, but this will probably be the last time I taste any of it. I probably said that last time too. So this will be part one, perhaps. Then I'll come back after pairing these with dinner, giving sort of a conclusion, or just saving that for tomorrow. So I'll be back, or I'll just finish this tomorrow.